All right, guys, welcome to Mousiki Radio. I am your host, the Godfather, and my co-host on the other
Little boy
side of the
AJ.
break. What's going on, my what? Today we got a show, episode 2, from the car at the laundromat. Cause I was washing clothes, and this is like the third time we tried to do this, and we're gonna try to make this not 30 minutes. We're gonna try to make this like another 10, 15 minutes. Say what we gotta say, get in, get out. Okay? Now today, our discussion, you know what I'm saying, little boy AJ is gonna be the one to kind of finally start this discussion since somebody said I talk too much. So we know what I'm saying, we're gonna let him host today. Other side, him host today. You know what I'm saying? Yo, lead us on what's going on with the topic today, bro.
The topic today is what it takes to be the icon now versus 10 years ago. And I don't know if you can hear me.
Exactly. So so we're gonna do a little debate. I'm gonna talk about what 10 years ago, since I'm older. I'm only 3 years older than this month. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He gonna talk about today, and I'm gonna talk about 10 years ago. Let's get it.
Okay. What it takes today, I think it takes not even that much hard work because today we have Instagram, Facebook, we have a lot of social media that artists didn't have back then. Because back then, you had you is your car done beeping?
Yeah.
Back then, you didn't have the internet. Like the artists actually had to sell CDs outside of a music store. I think it was a CD or cassettes. No matter what area are we talking about in 10 years ago or like 1980? What are
10
we
years
talking
ago.
about?
10
Okay,
years ago.
I don't know why I said CDs, but back then you had internet. 10 years ago, you had internet, but it wasn't like Instagram, Facebook. You had MySpace though, but it wasn't as powerful as Facebook. So 10 years ago, you had to actually buy that artist CD. It's not like you can go stream their stuff now. Well, back then you couldn't. Into Pandora came around and iHeartRadio. So now, for the artists now, it's very, very easy to become an icon because you have Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, all these platforms. And yeah, you have your Little Yachty. Little Yachty made it big like 5, 6 years ago off of a one song called One Night. He got a deal. So I think what it takes to become an icon, hard work, and promoting. If that makes any sense.
I do, and I'm gonna top up on what you said about we stand at now, right? It makes sense, but I think it's because of everything is quick and instant. It's harder to become an icon now.
Because everybody got the same flow. Everybody try to be like somebody else. Like there's a ton of people that's trying to be like Little Uzi. I say Little Uzi is the icon because he made his own wave. But now every artist that you hear now on the radio, streaming platforms, they all sound like Little Yachty and Little Uzi.
Exactly.
And I say Juice WRLD is an icon because he has his own style. You can't replicate his style. No other artist can come out and be like him. So that's why I say
I don't
he's an
think that's
icon.
true.
Why you say that?
I don't think that's true. I feel that there is 5,000 different little Uzis, 5,000 little Trippy Reds, 5,000 little Yachties, 5,000 little, little Juice Worlds. How many people have a style that is a mixture of Trippy Red, Uzi, and Juice World? How many?
No,
I can,
nobody.
I. You say that, but there's so many. Okay, let's look at one person we know. Right, his name. I'm not even gonna give him clout, but we know artists that start with a K. He gives you that Juice World Trippy Red vibe. Those are his favorite artists. Those are who he listened to. I'm talking about Cutthroat. Those are who he listened to. He bases
Yeah.
his songs off of Playboy Cardi, Trippie Redd, Uzi, and he bases it off Juice WRLD. And he's not the only one. I don't know how many people sound like Juice WRLD. Maybe they don't have what Juice WRLD has. Maybe Juice WRLD probably, if he didn't die, God rest his soul, could have become an icon 10 years from now.
Yeah.
But then you think that people will be dick about it. Juice WRLD was mainstream, but he wasn't an A-list. I mean, to me, he wasn't an A-list artist. He was a B-list artist. People knew him, but they didn't really listen to him like that. Certain people. I'm not saying a lot of people didn't listen to him. I'm just saying him versus Trap. More people listen to like Roddy Ricch than they listen to Juice WRLD. At least when it comes to radio. If you look at who was getting radio, Roddy Ricch got radio when he first came out. I thought he was another Young Thug, but not Juice WRLD.
Yeah. Wait, I say, I don't think, bro, this is going to be a mixture because you said versus 10 years ago to now. So Young Thug fits right in the middle. Because I don't know what we say about Young Thug. I don't think Young Thug is do you think Young Thug is iconic or no? Because he did come out 10 years ago.
Yes.
But he didn't blow up into now. Like he came in right.
Okay.
He had people knew him 10 years ago, but he didn't blow up into like 5 years after that when he made Rich Gang.
Okay, I agree with you there because he put out a song with Tyga, and then that song in 2014 with Tyga, and then he dropped another song with Rich Gang, right? It was him and what's his name? What's his name?
I'm a Stoner came out way before any of these two tracks. Wait, what's his name?
Okay, but I'm a Stone.
Wait, what song you talking about?
When he was in Rich Gang, he did a song with another dude that. Yeah. So on Lifestyle, I forgot the dude's name.
Quan something?
Yeah, Rich Homie Quan. So that song, once he did that song with Rich Homie Quan, that's when he really started popping up. He did that singer, he did or Best Friend. When he did Best Friend, he started popping a little bit. But when he did the song with Rich Homie Quan Lifestyle, that's when he started popping. Now look at him 5 years later. You can play. He has become one of the major artists that's streamed today. People can copy his style. He got his style kind of from Lil Wayne. But do I think Young Thug, he's not my favorite artist, but I do think Young Thug will probably become an icon in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I say 5 years because nobody like Gunna can do. I thought Gunna, Little Baby, when they both came out, was another Young Thug, and they are. They're another Young Thug. Do I think Gunna is going to be an icon?
You can't forget about the two brothers that's actually trying to be like Young Thug, and that is Little Got It and the other brother. I don't know his name, but Little Got It has a
Kodiak Red. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
None of them two people, but there's a whole different.
Damn, how many people is it that are trying to sound the same? Yeah, how many twins?
It's Little Got It, and when we posted, somebody in the comments might give me his name, but it's the brother or cousin, whatever they are, of Little Got It. I forgot his name. They're actually trying to be like Young Thug.
That's what I'm saying. It's too many. Look, it's iconic when the one artist does it, and he makes it something else. Like, all right, Lil Wayne was melodic, but when Young Thug came out with that melodic rap, everybody wanted to start doing it, right? So nobody can really replicate Young Thug, but everybody tries to. So yeah, Young Thug in the next 5 years will be iconic. For him, from Rich Gang to now, is totally different the way his albums is.
Okay, since we talking about the topic, since we about to change the topic a little bit, who would you say is iconic, Future or T-Pain?
T-Pain.
Again, like you said, with Young Thug and the other people. Future was trying to be like T-Pain with the auto-tune. So what we gotta say
I
about
agree.
that?
Okay, so you want to say about that? When T-Pain first came out,
they both came out about T-Pain came out first, but at the same time, we're still talking about 10 years later, 10 years before.
Okay, so let's do about that. Let's do 10 years before. 10 years from now, T-Pain was popping. He's still popping. When 10 years ago from now, T-Pain was doing the whole "We the Best" with DJ Khaled. They was dropping hits after hits. But then at the same time, T-Pain went on a break. Right? He was going through some stuff. He got to cut his dreads off. He was doing an album. Yes, 10 years ago, the album that he dropped was Reloaded. That was one of my favorite albums, but he didn't sell as much as on that album. So from him, when you compare 10 years ago to Future and T-Pain, Future was higher up than T-Pain was. But when you're talking about as an icon, nobody can do what T-Pain does. When you think T-Pain is using autotune, he's just using symphonies. He's using melodies. He's singing. I looked at a track where he was doing, you thought he was using autotune? He shows you the recording process, and all he does is he's singing every melody to the point where you think it's on autotune. Yeah. And then what happened a few years ago when he did the mashup with no autotune, he sounded the same. He sounded amazing without the autotune. And then you're like, this dude sounds just like he does with autotune. It's somewhat similar because he doesn't use full-on autotune. And the thing with Future is Future used to not use autotune. Now his songs are all autotune.
Okay, let's just put it like this in a short way. T-Pain does not need autotune if he don't choose to use it. But Future,
he don't even use it like that no more.
But Future, yes, he needs autotune.
I agree. He doesn't sound the same, and he won't get as much hits without the autotune. Okay, so if we're gonna go on that,
can you name one song that Future hasn't used autotune on?
I saw this a long time ago. It started SHI. It's a cuss song. You ain't.
Wait, that was an auto. It sounded like he used autotune on that song though.
He did. Yeah, money, oh, you ain't. It sounded fire, but it was like you didn't understand nothing. It sounds so retarded, but it was fire only because the beat was.
And then, since we talking about people trying to be like people, since Future tried to be like T-Pain, now you have Designer trying to be like Future.
I don't think that.
Yeah, Panda.
I don't think he was.
Everybody thought that Panda song was Future though.
That is true, and that is true. I really thought it was, and but he learned. He learned. Designer is not as big as he used to be, but he learned. He doesn't use the autotune no more. He stopped it. He don't use it no
more. Wait, he's still around.
Okay, he's still around, but let's talk about that, right? Because we still on today, right? So there's one question I'm gonna ask you. Do you think Little Baby, who is another Young Thug, but he's not in the same category as he used to be when he first came out, do you think Little Baby will be iconic in the next 5 to 10 years?
No.
Why not? As many hits as he's making?
Yeah, but if you actually sit down and listen to all his songs, they all sound the same. That's all he does is rap fast, and that's all he does is rap fast. I give him that. He can rap fast. He got bars. He got bars, but he raps too fast. That's the same thing like Roddy Ricch. He raps too fast.
What? I feel like Roddy Ricch is underrated. Roddy Ricch, Roddy Rich's new stuff like Late at Night, he doesn't use no autotune at Late at Night, and he performs it live, and it sounds exact same on the record. I give him that, because when he was in the box and he was on the BET Awards, it sounded nothing but autotune. But when he did the new BET Awards Late at Night, no autotune on that. The thing I can say about Little Baby is he chooses when he uses autotune, but it's full-on autotune. It's not a mixture of a tiny autotune. His whole vocals is autotune.
Since we on this autotune wave now, what would you... I already know what you're going to say. What would you say about... I can't say it because I know what you're going to say. You're going to snap. Okay. What would you say about Travis Scott?
Travis Scott can rap, okay? Do I feel like he uses too much? Okay, so here's my problem with Travis Scott. It sounds Travis Scott has almost mastered auto-tune on live performance, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't. His auto-tune on live performance sounds nothing like it when he's doing the studio. It's like two different auto-tunes. Yeah. It's lit. And then you hear him performing live. It's too much auto-tune when performing live. And that's my problem. This is why T-Pain said, because we're not talking about auto-tune and iconic. And we'll probably mention auto-tune in another episode. But let's go, since we're talking about this, talk about it, right? Yeah. The thing I don't like about the artists today, which won't make them all iconic in the next 10 years. T-Pain said he did in an interview and a few months ago, he doesn't use auto-tune live because auto-tune is meant for one vocal. He did give props to Travis Scott from using it. My problem with Travis Scott is he uses auto-tune live and it doesn't sound good to me. So my problem with him is, fine, use auto-tune as your regular thing. Young Blue uses auto-tune and nobody says anything. I say something because I'm like, is he a rapper or is he R&B? He's doing nothing but making songs, right? Nothing with making songs with autotune that's in the R&B category. So you could put him in rap or R&B, but you said what?
And for me, I don't know if I was under a rock or anything, but I have never heard Young Blue perform live. Have you?
No, I haven't. I haven't. I haven't. And I'm going to look it up tonight. Because I haven't. Right? But you know, that's why, like you said, if we stay on that, that's why most artists will not be iconic today. Unless you started a new wave, all the artists who started a new wave in the last 4 or 5 years will be iconic. Let's look at the Migos. Migos will be icons. Out of anybody, any rap group, the Migos will be icons in the next 5 years. Because it came out 2012, right? 2013. So give them 4 or 5 more years. Right now, they're the number one top-selling rap group in the world. So give them 5 more years where they'll be out for 10 years. They will be icons. If they can keep doing what they're doing, not get in trouble, go get the money, they will be icons. Because you can still play a Migos song. I don't care how old a Migos song is. You can still play it. But if you start, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, we're going back on it again. Unless you started a new wave and it's original, you won't be an icon. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Okay, so since we talk about today, let's talk about 10 years ago. Who came out 10 years ago? It's 2021, so you're talking about who either came out or who was started really, their career really started taking off. 2011, 2012. Yeah, 10 years ago. Okay. Who really came out?
Drake, Nicki Minaj, Young Thug, Future, right?
Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka been rapping though. He been rapping with Gucci.
Yeah, but he didn't start popping. He didn't start popping until 2012, 2011 when he did an album with Gucci. I remember because I bought that album. Yeah, Soulja Boy had that wave going on because he was doing that pretty boy swag. Around 10, 11, 12 years ago, Soldier Boy was really popular. Yeah, okay. So let's talk. Let's talk about that, right? I'll start that one off, right? Because I know it's already been like 15 minutes, and I know it's getting late. So we gonna go
My
ahead and
phone
talk
is on
about that.
9%. We
It's
gotta
on
hurry up.
9%.
Yeah, we gotta hurry this up.
All right, I'm gonna hurry about. This is what made artists of 10 years ago, 12, 13 years ago iconic today. When they
Yeah.
make songs, and you can still play them 5 to 10 years later. When their songs are still topping the charts. When their songs that means you are at least 15 to 18 years old. You're in your mid 20s, almost 30. And that song pops on, you're still nodding your head. They're still making millions of dollars from the song. The song's still getting played. You're not listening. You're like, why the hell did I like this song? Right? People between our age and 40 and 50 years old are still playing their songs. Right? When they go and perform, those are their top performing songs. When Soldier Boy, it was a long time ago, 2008. When Soldier Boy came out 2007, 2008, and he did the Crank That Soldier Boy. Crank That Soldier Boy, you can still play it. He can perform live for kids that are even fucking, my bad, we'll edit that out. He'll play it live for kids that are like 18, 19 years old, 20, 22 years old, and the crowd goes wild to Crank That Soldier Boy. Something like that is making him iconic. Now, Soldier Boy might not be popping mainstream like he used to, but is he an icon? I say yes. Give him a few more years, a few more billboards, he will be a major icon. Because guess what? Some of the hits you never knew, Soldier Boy made the beat to. He might not put a verse on it, but he's done music. He's done beats for Kanye. He's, you know what I'm saying, from what interview that I watched yesterday, he's done beats for most of he put famous decks on. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Okay, like I said, let's go 10 years from now. Gucci may have been popping, right? But during that time frame of 2011, 2012, 2013, when he was not in jail, he was popping. He had hits coming out. He was popping. Let's go to Nicki Minaj. During that time, she dropped The Pink Print. The Pink Print is one of the most iconic female hip-hop rap albums of the decade. It's still doing numbers. It's still platinum. It's still going gold. You know what I'm saying? T-Pain dropped music. It's still diamond. It's still platinum. It's still gold. I still play it in the car. If I can play it in my car, no matter how old I get, and I don't like, why did I listen to this? Iconic. When you sell more than 5 million records, when you sell more than 10 million records, when everybody knows every ounce of your song in every country, not just United States, icon. Most of the rap artists of today can go overseas, but nobody really cares. Everybody knows somebody. Everybody knows somebody from the last 10 years to 20 years ago. If Too Short from the 90s goes to Japan right now, they know his song. It might be a little late and they feel like they just learned his song, but I bet you he is popping. He will be popping and doing more shows. You can play his stuff. That's the difference between. Everybody had their own style 10 years ago. Nobody tried to sound the same. It was you sounded this way. Now you might have sounded somewhat similar to somebody 15 years before you. Nicki Minaj sounded like Little Kim. Megan Thee Stallion sounds like Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? You know how it goes back. Nicki Minaj sounds like Little Kim. Little Kim and whoever she was with at that time. It's like every 10 years an artist sounds like another artist. And it's okay. It's only okay when it's like one or two people who sound the same because maybe their influence was that artist. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you're close to being an icon. When your influence is that artist. Not when you come out and 4 years later you have five Young Thugs. How you gonna be an icon when I don't know who's on the track? You know the song Ski by Young Thug?
Yeah.
Ski. I didn't know who was on. I thought Young Thug was on the whole song. I had to listen to it again. And I was like, who's saying? And then I thought he said Gunna. And I was like, is that Young Thug on the whole song? I literally thought the Ski song was all Young Thug. And then I go listen to it and I hear, oh, it's Gunna. And I said, oh, Lord. But you know what? It's okay. Because when Young Thug stopped rapping, he wants to make Gunna take his place. He's trying to make Gunna take his place. Because Gunna sounds just like Young Thug. Completely like Young Thug. But you know what's going to
You
take for
check on your
Gunna to
phone,
be
Jay?
a young thug? Yeah, they didn't hear. But you know what's going to take a Gunna to become a thug? If Thug stops rapping. Then Gunna can take Young Thug. But as long as you still have a Young Thug rapping, Gunna is not going to be as big as Young Thug. Like Cola
Yeah.
Ray. People talk mad shit about her. And I know we're talking about 10 years from now. Nobody sounds like Cola Ray. Why I like her? It's because, yes, she can rap. She just doesn't. It's too easy for her to make a TikTok video. Her new song, Twinning Them, I fuck with it because, and I can kind of say fuck with it because this is going on for no kids. Like I said, no kids are going to listen to this. You know what I'm saying? No kids are going to watch this.
It's
So
going
let's,
on 40 minutes.
all right, I'm in this with this. With today's music, you need more. It's harder because you need more to become an icon. I know your phone about to die, and I'm in it with this. It takes more to become an icon because you got to be popping on social media. You got to be popping on. You got to make sure you have Billboard charts. You got to be in blogs. You got to be on interviews. If you're not seen somewhere and you go missing for 30 days to a couple of months, you're not popping anymore, right?
Yeah.
1 minute you was number one on the billboards. Next minute you're not on the billboards because you don't have a song out. That means you're not popping. You got to have a fire song every month. If you don't have a fire song every month, you're not popping.
Yeah.
Back then, you waited patiently for them to drop another song. I think I listened to the T-Pain album for a year straight. Not straight, but I listened to it for a good bit before he dropped more music. And if I was still waiting on him to drop more music, I listened to his old stuff. Is my car gonna die? My battery died.
So now you really gotta end the line.
I left my car on too long. Lights are still on. One light is on. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna end it with this. Thank y'all for watching. We're gonna get back to this. We're gonna do another episode. You know, we're gonna edit this, post this. It'll be on for tomorrow. Probably around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yo, again, thank you for liking and subscribing and watching Mousiki Radio. I hope you stay with us even longer. Peace.